Hello friends, in this project we will create a whirlpool effect. So select this paint bucket tool, make sure your foreground color is black. Now fill your background layer with full black. Now create a new layer. Select the brush tool. Make sure you select this blue. Okay. Click OK. Now select the brush tool. Increase the brush size a little bit. This much is fine. Now and make sure hardness is 0. Okay. And size around 700, or this depends on the size of your document. Okay. Now just a single click. That's it. Okay. Now how we can add the whirlpool effect? Convert this layer to smart object first. Now go to filter. Go to distort. Click on zigzag. See. Here you can see the effect, right? Work with it a little bit. Once you are happy, click OK. See, how is it looking? You can deselect it and again you can go to filter, distort, now twirl. Okay. Let's fit this to window. Now click OK. See? But I guess zigzag is much better than it. And if you include both the effects, then you can see this effect. How cool is it? Isn't it? Okay. So here I conclude this project. I hope you have learned something, isn't it? Hello friends, in this project we will increase the height of a building. Here is the building. Let's unlock this layer. Okay. Now we will zoom it a little bit. This much is fine, right? Now we will select the content aware move tool. I know this one I didn't cover, but now I will cover it. So select it. Select the top part portion of this building. Okay. Now start dragging upward and then hold the shift key. Okay. Like this. Now leave your mouse and leave the shift key also. Now you can see that the height of this building has increased, isn't it? Isn't this a cool feature? See what happens. This was the previous one and this one is the modified one, right? Okay. Now here we have another image where we have many buildings, isn't it? This is the topmost building, means the highest, isn't it? So beside this one it has small height, right? So this building is really unhappy, isn't it? Okay, so let's increase the height of this building and let's make it happy, right? So let's zoom it a little bit. Okay. And now we will select the top portion of this building. and we will start moving it, and now we'll hold the shift key. Okay, and now we will leave our mouse and also the shift key. See, its height has been increased, right? What you can do is you can again select the top portion of this building and again start dragging it upward. Remember, while dragging, hold the shift key, right? Like this. And see, now it's giving a competition, right? Okay. One thing you can do again, you can select it again and again you can move it holding the shift key like this and make it the highest building here, right? Now let's minimize it and see. Now this is the highest building in this image, right? Okay, salute it. Okay, so here I conclude this project. Hello friends, in this project we will create blur backgrounds. Here you can see that we have opened an image, right? Let's convert it to smart object. Convert to smart object. Now let's go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. Now let's blur it out. See, how is it? Isn't it looking very cool? Yeah, it's cool. This is how you can create blur backgrounds. Again, here we have another image. Let's convert it to smart object. Now again go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, and we will increase it till we are getting satisfied. Yeah, this much is fine, right? And we'll click OK. That's it. So this is how you can create blur backgrounds. This is a simple trick, but it adds value much more, isn't it? So in this project you have learned how we can create blur backgrounds. Here I conclude this project. Hello friends, in this project we will create a polygon background. First, let's add some noise. Go to filter, noise, add noise. Make sure it's around say 20% and it's uniform distribution, and now click OK. Now again go to filter, this time pixelate, and click crystallize. Make it fit to view so we can see what's going on here. Make the cell size a little less, say around 77, it's fine. Now click OK. Now let's add some effect to it. So let's create a new layer. Using the paint bucket, fill the document with any color. Now come here and make the fill to 0%. Okay. Now double click on the blank side of this layer 1. Layer style window has popped up, right? Now let's go to the gradient overlay. Let's change the angle to around say 45 degree. Change the blend mode to say multiply. See how it looks. Okay. Now we will change the color. Let's change it to this blue. Okay. And here we will add another color. here, say green. We'll click OK. Again we'll click OK, and here we can see the preview. Now let's scale it a little bit like this, or some little more. Okay. Now whenever you are happy, click OK. So how is it looking? It's really nice effect, isn't it? Okay, so here in this project we have created a polygon background. Hello friends, in this project we will create a bouquet effect. Okay, so let's create a new layer first. Now select the brush tool. Make sure the hardness is 100%. Okay, and also make sure your foreground color is black. Right, now make sure this layer is selected, this blank layer. Okay, now on this blank layer, using your brush tool, click at a point. That's it. Now make the fill to around 20%. I mean, decrease the fill to around, say, 20%, right? Now go to layer style. We will give it a stroke of, say, 3 pixel only, and again we will decrease the opacity to 80%, around 80%. 77 is fine. Now we will click OK. Now we will hide the background layer. Using the crop tool, we will crop this. As you can see that, let me crop it first, then I will tell you. That now the stroke is outside. Make sure your stroke is inside, right? So instead of outside, we will give inside stroke. Now we will click on OK, right? Now let's go to edit menu and we will click define brush preset. So here we have created our own brush. Name it Bouquet and click on OK. Now you create a new document. Select the brush tool, click here on this arrow. At the last we have this one, and if you hover over it you can see the name Bouquet, which we have created, right? Now go to this brush panel, check the shape dynamics. Make sure size jitter is 100% and minimum diameter is 0%. Click on scattering. Check this preview window how it looks. Count 1 is fine, but make sure your scattering is checked. Now you click on a color, say blue color. Just create a new layer and brush size is 400 pixel, that's fine. Now you just click some clicks, okay? Just some clicks, okay? This much is fine. Now what we will do, we will convert this to smart object and we will go to filter, we will go to blur and Gaussian blur. Okay, 6.3 is fine. Now again you create a new layer. This time decrease the brush size to around, say, 250 or 300. or in between them. Okay, now you just click, just click, click. Okay, like this, like this. Now again we will convert this to smart object, and we will go to filter, blur, Gaussian blur. This time not that much, around say 2.5 or 2 is fine. Now again we will create a new layer, and we will decrease the brush size to around 135 pixel is fine, less than 150 but more than 100. Okay, this time like this. Okay, like this. Okay, just click some more, just like this. Okay, okay, now it's fine, isn't it? Now let's create a new layer. Click on this paint bucket tool and paint all over here. Oh my god, everything is gone. Don't worry, nothing is gone. Okay, just decrease this fill to around 0%, right? Now go to the layer style, go to gradient overlay, click on this multiply, right? See how this is looking. We will change the angle to around 45, 43 is fine, and we will select some colors. Here let's say it's blue. Okay, this one, and then we have yellow, it's fine. Then we have this one, then let's say a pink color, this one, and finally a green. Okay, this one. So just like this. Okay, we will scale it a little bit like this, and we will drag it. Okay, here and there. Let's remove this pink one. We will click OK. Let's scale it. This much is fine. Now click OK. Okay, so how is it looking? Isn't it looking nice? I hope you have learned something, isn't it? We have created a bouquet effect. So here I conclude this final project of this course.